Hey guys, and welcome back. So today we want to take the guns that we created in the last tutorial and add a projectile to each of them. One is a rocket launcher, one is a pistol. They'll each have different types of ammo that fire. And basically spawn those projectiles and give them a forward movement and a little bit of effect. So first thing we're going to do is go back into our military weapons silver folder. If you didn't see how to import this plugin, you may want to watch the last tutorial. So just like we created the blueprints for the pistol and the rocket launcher, we're going to want to create blueprints for the ammo. So we'll create a blueprint and we'll create an actor, and we'll do blueprint underscore rocket launcher ammo. And we'll go back and open that up, rocket launcher ammo. And then we will open our content drawer and we're going to put our rocket launcher mesh in there. All right. So now we have our rocket launcher ammo loaded. Now we're going to do the same thing, except we're going to do that for the pistol. So we'll go back to the content drawer, create a blueprint class actor. We'll call it BP underscore pistol ammo. Okay, let's go ahead and open that up. And same idea, we're going to grab our pistol ammo. There we go. We're going to place that in there. Now one tip to try and keep things all moving in the right direction, if we look at the rocket launcher, we can see it's with the red x-axis. And if we look at the pistol ammo, the ammo is facing up. So what I want to do, it'll help us later on in the game, is to rotate this so that it is in line with the red x-axis. Okay, perfect. So now what we're going to do is we're going to open up our pistol and rocket launcher blueprints and create a script that will, basically when we fire, it will trigger or it'll spawn the bullet. So let's create one for the rocket launcher. We're going to open up the blueprint of the rocket launcher. Okay. And I find it easiest to create a function because you can create custom events, but when you create functions over here, they're all on separate pages, and it just seems to keep it a little neater. So let's go ahead and create that, and we're going to call it fire. So when this function is called, what we want to do, let's do spawn actor from class. And this is going to be BP underscore rocket launcher ammo. So we're going to spawn one of our rocket launcher ammo meshes. Now we need to give it a location to spawn at. The easiest way I found to do this is to go back to our rocket launcher and add an arrow. So just like the other ones, the red X is the forward direction of the arrow. I'm going to go ahead and rotate this and move it so this is just in front of the barrel of the weapon. So the reason we're doing this is we're creating a location where we want our bullet or our rocket ammo to spawn. So for the spawn transform, what we're going to do is we're going to get the arrow and we're going to get world transform. Oops. Get world transform. We're going to plug that in. So now we have a location for that to spawn. Now we're going to do the same thing with our pistol. So I'll just go ahead and copy this. And let's go to our pistol. We're going to create a new function. We're going to call it fire. And we're going to paste what we already did. Except for this one, we're going to spawn the BP underscore pistol ammo. And then the other thing is we're going to end up with an error because we don't have an error or arrow associated with the pistol. So let's go back. Let's add an arrow. We're going to go ahead and do the same thing. We're going to put that at the barrel of the gun. For this one, since it's a smaller gun, it's probably easier to scale down the arrow a little bit. It's just a little easier when comparing it to the barrel of the gun. Okay, so we can save that. And now when we go back to our fire, we shouldn't have any errors because now it knows where the arrow location is. Okay, so we'll save that. Save our rocket launcher. And then let's go back to our character. Go to our event graph. In our event graph, we're going to create our input for fire. And we're going to have it call a new function. Again, just trying to keep things contained in their own page, keeps things a little neater. And we're going to call it UseItem. And the reason I did that is the player might hold or have different items in its hand other than a weapon, so maybe fire isn't the best term. And we're just going to call that UseItem function. In the UseItem function, what we're going to do is try and determine what weapon is in the hands of the player. And then for each weapon, we're going to do something different depending on which weapon it is. So first, we're going to create a branch. And we're going to determine, is the weapon in the hand a rocket launcher? So first we'll, actually let's go back and in our event graph, let's see here, on equip item, I want to add one variable to make this a little easier. Let's see here. Right here, I want to promote the current weapon as a variable. We'll call this equipped item. All right, we already used that, so I'll do it with a space. We're gonna set equipped item. So then this time, every time we change our weapon, we're changing this variable. So we know the weapon that is, or the item that is always equipped. All right, so now let's go back to our use item event graph. And we're gonna get that equipped item variable. We're gonna get our BP rocket launcher. And we're gonna say, are these things equal? And then depending on if that's true or false, we'll make our next decision. So we'll say, are these equal? And then plug that into our branch. So I'll just clean this up a little bit. So if these are, if the equipped item is a rocket launcher, then we're going to want to cast to our BP rocket launcher. And we're going to do that as the rocket launcher. And we need to get the child actor of that. And plug that into our cast. And then, as BP rocket launcher, we're going to call the fire function. Now, if this is false, we're going to want to test and see if it is a pistol. So I'm going to copy everything we just did. I'm going to paste it a little bit lower. So if this is false, then we're going to test again. Except this time, instead of testing for a rocket launcher, we're going to test for a pistol. So if it's the pistol, then we're going to run this line here. And we're going to call to the pistol. We're going to cast to BP pistol. And as pistol, we're going to call fire. So now let's go ahead and play our game. And then, give me 1 second. Computer just has a hard time keeping up sometimes when streaming as well. Okay, so now we're in the game. Now, right now we're holding the pistol. And if we click, it's a little hard to see, but it looks like, let's test this with the rocket because the rocket's a lot easier to see. So you can actually see the rocket ammo floating in the air. So this is spawning the mesh right now. However, the bullets aren't moving. And the same is happening with the pistols. It's just the pistol bullets are so hard to see because they're so small. Let's see if I can find a way to, okay. So if you look right in front of the character, you can see a whole bunch of dots there. That's the pistol bullets. All right, so we are at least spawning our bullets. So now to make the bullets move, we need to go in and we're going to add a projectile. So with projectile movement, we go and we can set a speed. So I'm going to set the pistol to maybe a speed of, pistol bullet would be pretty quick, so maybe 8,000. And then we'll save that. And the rocket launcher, we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to set a and a rocket probably moves a little bit slower. So let's go with 600 for now. So let's save that and let's play and see what happens. All right, so right now we're holding the pistol, and it's a little difficult because the pistol bullets are small, they move fast, and they're hard to see. But let's test this with the rocket launcher real quick. All right, so I figured out where I went wrong is I accidentally added the projectile movement to the rocket launcher itself, and we actually need to add it to the ammunition. Rocket launcher ammo. Here's where we need to add the projectile. And then we set this at, I think we had 600. So now when we play, there's our pistol and our rocket launcher. We fire, our rocket launcher is sending out little rockets. And again, it's really hard to see with the pistol. If at just the right angles, I can sometimes see little dots in the distance flying out. So it's a little hard, but what we could do to test that is slow down the speed of the bullet and or increase the size in order to make sure that we can see it moving out. But I did see some moving in the distance. I didn't love the speed of the rocket. It didn't go far enough. Let's pull up our pistol ammo. What did we have that speed set at? 1,000. Okay, so our rocket launcher ammo, let's try this at like 5,000. So that's moving much more in a straight direction. Now, one thing to note is we haven't set it up yet. As the camera looks up and down, the aim of the gun is not changing because we have the bullet based off exactly where the gun's pointing. So that's something we might want to adjust either with an aim offset, which is going to change the position of the gun, or by changing the trajectory of the bullet to where the crosshair is. But let's go back and let's add one other thing. Let's go to the rocket launcher ammo. And let's add a particle effect. And as part of the asset pack we got, they had different particles for things. So what I'm going to do is set that to the rocket launcher tail. That right in the back of it, and let's see how that looks. Okay, so switch to our rocket launcher. Awesome. So now there's smoke and fire out of the back of the rocket launcher. We can do the same thing to the pistol ammo to give it a little bit of effect. But again, the pistol ammo is so small, it's really hard to see it unless it's in the right setting. So let's add a particle system to this. Do a pistol tracer. Actually, let's do it that big real quick and see what happens. So even with the tracer that big, I mean, you can faintly see the bullet moving against the bottom of the building there. Maybe we'll just leave that like that. So currently these, the ammo is spawning but never despawning. That's something we'll probably cover in the next video. But at least we got bullets spawning and shooting. But thanks for joining us, and hope to see you in the next tutorial. Bye.